What's up, friends? Let's try that again. How we doing? This time for real. I need to go fix something on my YouTube channel real quick. Delete forever. Aha, now there's no record of that ever happening. Alright. So, we left off last week. I'm sorry, left off Sunday. Having just killed my 9th Harbinger, and I was like very worried that we would not be able to do it because I was getting kind of smacked around in Corruption 275-ish. And then we did the boss, and it was like basically the easiest thing I've ever done. So that gave me a little more confidence for Corruption 300, but it's still quite a bit of a jump, so who really knows? We'll just have to find out how it goes. And the very last one we have to do is follow the outcasts, i.e. the very first timeline. And to do that, we have to, it looks like, grind Spirits of Fire a little bit to get our Corruption to 300 and then some there. And then when we go do follow the outcasts, we'll get a shade at the very beginning. It'll put us at 300 Corruption, and then we'll be good to go. We'll just have to get stability, which that was the other problem we were running into at the end of last stream, because I'd used so many glyphs of envy, yeah, those things, that I ran out. And I also totally forgot to empty my inventory before closing the game. Oops. But yeah, we have 3 of those. We'll save them for follow the outcasts, so I don't have to do so much there. But our first priority is grinding through as many echoes as we can here. We don't care about the stability here at all, really. I don't think. We might have to do it. We might have to do the boss one more time. I don't know. We'll find out. It depends on how much corruption the Shades of Aberroth, Shades of Orbis will give me. And I played a little bit of Path of Exile 2 in the intermittent time between... that's not the right word, whatever. In the time between this stream and last stream, I played a little PoE 2, and I may or may not have ruined my muscle memory. So hopefully we figure that out pretty quick. Seems like we may be okay. So we get a bunch of ward from Flame Ward, we get a bunch of ward from teleporting when I have no mana, and when we stop moving while I have mana. That's what it is. Pink is bad. We don't want to pick up pink legendaries. Or uniques even. Yo, what's up, killer? Sorry to hear about your character. Have you at least been having a better time on PoE 2 since then? Suppose there's no shot your character magically came back, did it? Awesome. And that's the channel. That's what that does. Shadow bacon. Yeah, 3 hours after I ended stream last time, your save somehow messed up. Hey yo, let's go. Congratulations. I know it sucks about the loot, but at least you have the character back. Shit. Been playing PoE 2 yourself, but today it's last Epoch. Let's go. You managed to beat Majasa yet? We were gonna put that in the pile of neat stuff. This was gonna get broken because I want the fire pen shards, but I don't want that base. Harby Needle. That should go there. In previous seasons, I sorted stuff by legendary potential, but I can't be bothered. Not this time around. 25-second unskippable ad? Ooh. Yeah, what's up, Mr. Reels? Well, I guess I'll ask you in 25 seconds. I forgot to check the uptime. Oh, you're here. Okay. How you doing? Other than the ad thing. Yeah, I'll be honest. I just let YouTube figure that shit out. I can't be bothered to push a button. How you doing? How you been? Nothing much, man. I've just been grinding today. This month's March was like a crazy quiet month for ARPGs, but now this month they're all doing stuff, so we're just kind of bouncing back and forth between as many as are doing things. But this week's a calm week. I think next week will probably be Diablo 4, but I haven't really been following the news closely enough to really know. So I gotta check in on that. Stoked for Oblivion? Hell yeah! I heard it sold something like. The number I saw on a tweet was like 280 million copies, but I feel like that's absurd. So, but either way, I've heard it's been doing crazy numbers. But Kelly, you made it to the snake boss that has 3 phases. Get to in phase 3, so you started Grand Monolith. In the first maps you can see, now you've got a new armor and helmet. Hell yeah. Your resistances are all maxed at 75. You got me beat. Shit. Yeah, honestly, it's been so long since I did the Majesta fight, I don't even remember what the mechanics are. So unfortunately, I have no guidance to give on how to get through that phase, or those phases. Basically, the moment, ever since the first time I went through the campaign, the moment I reach the item factions, I just go straight to monoliths. Apart from min-max as your level stops. Right, right. The joys of character progression. This is why I was worried about getting to corruption 300. I'm gonna forget that ever happened. Just nobody tell anybody. Yeah, we may see the the monsters that you do see in Monolith that you don't see anywhere else may end up showing up other places later, because I believe the plan is to add more story acts at some point. That's what they said when they launched the game last year, and it still hasn't happened, which I'm kind of okay with because I'm not an ARPG story enjoyer by any means. So the less of that we have, the better, in my opinion. Oh, you got Disintegrate in there? Hell yeah. So you're using Meteor to bonk packs of enemies and then Disintegrate to beam down bosses? Hell yeah. I did think about using Disintegrate when I had that belt that triggers Meteor. So then I could use Disintegrate and cast Meteor while doing it, but that belt just eats up too much mana. when you're supposed to be dropping multiple meteors and you only get one for the full price. Got the single target skill to hit for 60k at the moment. Hell yeah. I mean, for just getting in monoliths, that's pretty actually. That's actually kind of insane, I think. Hello, stop it! Leave me alone. Found a belt that releases bees when you heal. Hell yeah. Whoa, please no. Problem is, stuff keeps jumping on me, dude. I'm just minding my own business and suddenly 12 enemies are in my personal space and I don't really like it. What is this, Path of Exile 2? 'A green man with an alchemist. Owie. That's a nightmare combo if ever I saw one. Oh. 5,000 damage, dude. Is that... That seems a little excessive. And that wasn't even a crit, actually. 20% increased damage. This is the entire reason for my concern about Corruption 300. Also, if I can't clear an echo, how the hell am I gonna reach a shade? Starting new in PoE 2 this time. Gonna check out Lich, or not going to. You are. Gotcha. Liches sound really cool. I heard there's difficulty sustaining the, because they have stuff that drains your energy shield as mana, right, or something like that. Like every time you cast a spell, you lose a bunch of energy shield or something. But I thought the thing that lets you socket a jewel into the ascendancy, like the little lich stone or whatever, the phylactery, I thought that was badass. But then they announced it alongside the Spectre jewel. I'm just not a minion enjoyer, so I kind of associated the two and didn't pay much more attention to lich. Mr. Drakezilla has a good build you're gonna try? Hell yeah. 16. Unfortunate. Well, I hope it goes well for you. Definitely nothing wrong with following a build guide. Some leagues, I just, like, even as much time as I've spent in PoE, some leagues I just can't be bothered to figure out my own build, so I just go steal someone else's. Alright, we're gonna survive this time. They only have 30% increased damage on top of their 263% more damage. Basically a guaranteed victory. The hell? Oh, it's Ordlorca. I've never seen Ordlorca's face before. Never looked that closely. Leave me alone! Go away. think the problem is I'm also just not teleporting enough to stack up my my barrier or my ward. I'm forgetting that that's a heal button. Especially when we have no mana. Yo, we left the lizard. What the hell? We're slacking. He thought he could get away. I guess he did get away. What? Yo, another one. Make sure I don't die first. Eh, it's better. Yeah, we just got a woven echo. Is it one I haven't seen before? It's false something. I guess not. Ah, damn. That's a bummer. Because there's one ring in particular that's like the best thing ever. And it's called the Red Ring of Atlaria or something like that. I think most people just refer to it as a red ring. So yeah, ring rewards like that are kind of valuable. For the chance to be that. And would you look at that? We managed to clear an echo. Finally, a 50% success rate for our attempted zone clears. Not the portal charm, but the acid. Also, it just hit me how terrifying those pools of acid used to be. It's like, in any patch before this update, damage over time from pretty much any source was like instant death. It was damage over time, but it was damage over a very short time. Because nobody could, or almost nobody could build tanky enough to survive any of it. Even with full resistance. So it just kind of hit me while I was standing in that puddle for the loot. Felt like, oh yeah, I haven't been concerned about anything like that pretty much at any point through this character's lifespan. And I'm quite alright with that. That's not the belt I was hoping for. Brother. There was only one of those, right? There had to have been a second one off screen because that second circle popped up while he was still finishing the animation for the first one. And if that was the same one, then that's some bullshit right there. I have 18 marked as bad. I should probably... Well, whatever. I'll check it. Lightning res, health regen, attunement, cold damage. Gross. Like, I can't even really blame myself for that. Because I did dodge out of the first one. And then a second one just, like, popped up and instant exploded at my feet. So, like, the hell do you want me to do? For 7,000 damage. We go again, I guess. I think if you die in an echo, the next time through it gets easier. So we'll just have to rely on that, I guess. Surely the third time it'll work. This is why, historically speaking, I've literally never liked the corruption mechanic. Similarly, I also really didn't like, and still don't like, the pit in Diablo. Basically, anything that's like, here, the main mechanic, the main point of this mechanic is to scale the difficulty infinitely, to see how far you can push your build, quote unquote. And I just think it always, like, there's never a time where that leads to a fun outcome, I think, because the outcome is always going to be you push your character as far as you can, and then you get to a point where you just get one shot all the time. And then you have to either keep suffering through that or back off a little bit on the difficulty, which also kind of doesn't feel good. But also, it's even worse when shit's locked behind really high levels of the infinite scaling. Because then your character has to do that. Like, be able to reach that level at a minimum to either get their full power or see all the content or anything like that. I.e. Aberroth, who we have to suffer through this bullshit to even see. So, like, a while ago... Ow. A while ago, when Diablo 4 came out with the Pit of the Artificer, they added the masterworking system, which, for those who don't know, is like... It's a system that lets you just take your gear and make it better. You use some materials... You get materials from killing monsters in certain places, and then... use those materials to make your gear better, and it would not only make the base stats better, like the armor or the whatever defenses are on it, but also the modifiers would just get larger. And so you got you could do it 12 times total, and you needed one currency for the first 4, one currency for the second 4, and then a different currency for the third 4 levels. And those came from the Pit of the Artificers, which is like similarly an infinite or like a very, very highly scaling difficulty system that just made monster numbers bigger, and you have to like clear the zone in a certain amount of time. Otherwise, you don't get the stuff. And I didn't like that because your character's power was gated behind already being strong and dealing with that fucking infinite scaling bullshit. And then, like a season or 2 after they added the pit, they were like, you know what, that's kind of bad. And I agreed with them. And so now you can get the stuff from pretty much Well, no, it's something that's pretty accessible. It's just like Nightmare Dungeons, which they just kind of are the same difficulty as whatever zone you're in, which I think is good. And then the only thing that's locked behind the Pit of the Artificers is the game's difficulty levels, and you only have to get to like so far to unlock the highest difficulty. And it really makes sense to do things that way, because like all you're doing is proving that all you're doing by reaching those points in the pit to unlock the difficulty is proving your character can survive in those difficulties. So that makes perfect sense. And the other thing that really saves that system for me is that Diablo 4's hardest difficulties are Torment, and they go Torment 1, 2, 3, and 4. But you get the same, like nothing that you can get in Torment 4 is locked to Torment 4. Like so long as you can reach Torment 1, which is very doable, you can get stuff. It's just slower than you would get it if you were farming in Torment 4. So it's like not a big deal if you can't get to Torment 4. You're not locked out of anything. And so like every time I have to deal with the corruption system in this game, I just think about how much I hate that shit and how much better it is in Diablo 4. Weird to say, but it's how I feel. And like I get that there should be some challenge to reaching the pinnacle content, i.e. Aberroth. But like all we're doing with corruption is just making the numbers bigger. It's like, why? Why? Why am I running around with a, what is it? 263% more health and damage modifier on everything, and then all we're doing when we do new zones is giving them more damage? It's just not exactly interesting. Would you look at that? Third time was the charm. Look at us go. It is this. It took like 80 meteors. And the other crazy thing is, with all this stuff we're struggling with in monoliths, is that the boss we did at this difficulty was far from this difficult. I got all hyped up for how difficult the areas were. I was like, man, I don't know if we're gonna be able to do this boss. And then we walked in and just stomped on him. Like it was actually nothing. Both the boss and the Harbinger. I'm not gonna deal with that at this difficulty. I don't want to get reset. we're killing mages. That was my concern. I knew I needed to teleport for more barrier, but I didn't do it in time. Whatever, we're just gonna keep struggling to get through. All we need is a Shade of Orbis, and if the boss plus Harbinger combo we fought at this difficulty is anything to go off of, we don't have a damn thing to worry about from the Shade. I just need to find it. And then when we get Corruption 300 in the next place, we can just use the envies to reach the boss. And honestly, if I don't have the envies to like fill up the stability to go fight the boss, I might be able to just grind the stability out at Corruption 100 and kill the Shade of Orbis, go to Corruption 300, do the boss, and then call it good, and then never do Corruption 300 again. I think 250 is like really the end of where we feel reasonably comfortable. And like clearly our damage is like all right here at this level. Not insane, but it works. It's just anything gets on top of me, even with the thousands of barrier I can generate in an instant. Too much stuff gets on top of me and I just fold. I take a little nap. Give the ground a hug, you know. Yo, 20. Let's go. Oh yeah, we're doing mages again. Maybe this time we don't just stand still and cast meteors hoping to unlock him, because that clearly didn't work. Oh shit. Well, that was bad timing. They're teaming up now. They're supposed to be beefing. Oh, they are beefing. Okay, the scorpion's helping me. Nice. Get distracted. Oh, you motherfucker. Fight the scorpion! He's got it out for me. thank God there was just one. I can't leave. Yeah, the more I think about it, I feel like D4 does really high scaling difficulty better. And I believe the little modifiers they add on top of every single monolith echo that you do, like this bullshit here. I feel like that's meant to be similar to how map modifiers are in PoE, or like just PoE in general. Give the game a little extra difficulty, but in slightly varying ways. But PoE definitely does that way better too, because you can change that shit. There's like actual variety in it. It's not just it's not just give them more damage or give them more damage. And a lot of them are just give them more damage, but at least it's like give them chaos damage, give them lightning damage, give them this kind of damage or that kind of damage. And there's more to it than just that. But really, the bigger issue is, A, you have control over those things in PoE to an extent. And also, it is just the, like, those modifiers adding to the difficulty. It's not also the infinite scaling bullshit. So the more I interact with it, the less I like corruption, which is saying something, because I already hated corruption from pretty much the very beginning. There's a reason I haven't pushed into Aberroth and on any of my other characters, and that's because I don't like interacting with it long enough to get there. What are we doing here? Finding and sealing a gate. Another glyph of envy, huge. Wow, look, he's covering literally the entire area that is the only area I can stand to do damage to. Just another reason to hate the bubble. Well, I guess we're maxing out the stability bar so that we can, because we kind of just have to kill it, absolutely everything on our way to the objective. Otherwise, I will die very shortly. What game is this? It's called Last Epoch. Probably... Well, I guess, like, I consider part of the big three of the ARPGs. If you count PoE 1 and 2 as the same thing. At the very least, for me, it's the only other ARPG I cover between Path of Exile and Diablo. But it's a... I think it would be considered an... Is it an indie game? I have no idea. Basically, it's kind of like a middle ground between the simplicity of Diablo and the mind-numbing or the mind-blowing complexity of Path of Exile in general. The systems are a little deeper. Character builds are much more complicated than Diablo 4. But also the skill tree looks like this. And they're like this is your ascendancy skill tree, and then these are the other ascendancies for your class's skill. The skill tree is for the other ascendancies in your class, which you can also put points in a little bit, no matter which one you pick, but they're a little more digestible. It's just there's also skill trees for every single different skill your class has. And honestly, today I've been complaining about the endgame difficulty system they have. But don't be fooled. I do enjoy the game quite a lot. I just am not a fan of this particular system I'm engaging with right now. But all in all, it's a very solid game, and I do strongly recommend it. We're just trying to work our way through the end game to reach the pinnacle boss, and we're running into a spot of difficulty, is all. But we're very close to actually reaching him, so once we do reach him and see what happens, we'll be able to tone things down a little bit, so I won't be quite as miserable. Oh, so what's up, Sean? How you doing? How you been? You know what? That's fair. I don't know why I dashed instead of teleporting, but also I couldn't see the fucking circle on the ground. Whatever. Goal game. Another nice thing about this video game is there's no XP penalty when you die, so there's like basically no pain, except you lose the you have to restart the zone you're in. I believe this game is where GGG got the idea for the one death zones in PoE 2, at least in endgame. It's the boss. We did it. We really did it. Every zone is pain right now. I'm not a fan. But we have to go, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need to go probably like 5 more before we find what I'm looking for on this map. So for now, we suffer. Yo, 19 weavers will, nice. I don't even know what the sword does really, but let's see what it gets. Duration, bleed, poison, electrify per equipped weaver's will item up to 5. Electrify and slow on hit. Damage leeches health from damage over time. Pen against all res for damage over time. Wow. It hit attack speed. Ignite. It also hit spell damage, which is kind of unfortunate, but really the attack speed is very good, I think. Because bleed and poison don't work in this game like they do in Path of Exile. In that game, the damage the poison or the ignite does, or the bleed or whatever, is based on the hit, the damage of the hit that inflicted those statuses. But in last Epoch, all of those statuses, or all those debuffs, do like a set amount of damage based on your character's stats. So you scale bleed damage and it just raises the thing based off of or raises the amount of damage from the base amount. I think you can raise base amounts and stuff like that. So yeah, the raw damage on the weapon doesn't matter as much if you're just all of your damage is on the debuffs. So I think that works. That works. You went back to playing PvP? Also wanted to try out the Stomping Ground Stampede Smith and Cadaver build? Hell yeah. How's it going? How far have you gotten it? Don't think I've seen that before. Still Act 1 just started yesterday? Hell yeah. Yeah, Stomping Ground's a fun support. Yo, 64 ward per second. Nice. Just stack up that strength. Oh, it's probably even better now if you or now that the runes exist to give you stat like attributes. That's probably pretty bananas actually for leveling. If you just stack all the strength runes in your gear and call it good, because that's what scales the base damage of Stomping Ground. I bet that's crazy. The Stomping Ground was good even before that. That would be funny, but yeah, try some new shit. Imagine not having to worry about a chess piece. Just get all your res from your chess piece that is also gray somehow because you spent your ascendancy points on it. Not a fan of this worm. Wait, does it really? It's pretty sick. Because there's also a note on the bottom side that gives you another incentive for scaling fire res. Just don't remember what it is. Let's find out. This thing? Nope. This one. 1% maximum fire res for each 40% uncapped fire res. So you can just get crazy crazy fire res by doing that. How does that work? So for every 40 points of fire res you have, the max goes up by 1. So like your base is 75, you get to 40. Yeah. I'm sorry, the base maximum fire res is 75. You get to 40% like total. Your cap goes to 76, you get to 80 total, cap goes to 77, and you can just keep doing that up all the way up to like 90 or whatever. Well, 90 is the actual max, but there are other ways to get maximum fire or maximum elemental res, including the nodes leading up to that specific one, the small nodes. Like that's +1 max lightning, +1 max fire, +1 max cold. So you by going here, you're at 76 anyways, so Like even reaching 80 puts you at 78 for your max fire res. So if Smith of Kitava has a node that says modifiers to maximum fire res also grant maximum cold and lightning res. Yeah. Max modifiers to fire res also grant cold and lightning res at 50% of their value. Yeah, so you can just get 90 to all res very easily by stacking the shit out of fire res. That's actually crazy. So you don't even need like you don't need these. These two are pointless. You just take tantalum alloy and then get fire res on the rest of your gear or wherever you're till you have as much as you need. And then you can just take other stuff. Yeah. Body armor grants armor also applies to chaos damage taken from hits. That's only marginally useful. Because a lot of chaos damage is damage over time. Body armor grants regen 5% of max life per second is quite a lot. Like that's... Because very few of the things that say regen on this tree actually say they give you any amount of regen. You just have a base amount of life regen. And then these increase it. So there's only like so much that you can get by actually taking that. Like yeah, this is the amounts they give you when they actually do give you base life regen is 0.2%. And then I think there's like one notable that does, yeah, 0.5 for a notable. 0.5 for that notable. So this one node is 10 of those notables. For one ascendancy, actually 2 ascendancy points. That's actually crazy. So then when you have this 5% base regen, all these increases are like 10 times more useful. So yeah, it's kind of this is kind of a crazy ascendancy. I never actually looked at it really. I'll be honest. I was pretty committed to playing a spear from the very moment they announced it. So hang on, what would you need? Golden lightning res at 50% of value. So if you wanted to cap everything out on, like if you want to cap cold and lightning just by having fire res, you'd need 180. Like assuming your max is 90, you'd need 180% fire res, but that would only give you 4% above max, or 4% extra max. So it would be 79, or it would be 80. Although, I wonder if... Okay, so this doesn't necessarily supersede modifiers to maximum cold and lightning resistance. So if you had 180% fire res, your maximum fire res would be 79. Then this would make it 80. And so cold and lightning would also have a max of 80, but then with these two nodes, they'd be at 81. Then you could come up here, there's another max to all res, so it'd be 82, 82, 81. $83, $85, $85, because these are 2% to the other ones as well. So I guess if you went all the way up to like 400% fire rest, you could get to 90 with just those points. but I'm not sure if that's worth. But then again, maybe I don't know how difficult it would be to reach 400 fire res if that's the only kind of res you're going for. It seems like a lot. Especially because you can only have one kind of, or one fire res modifier per item. If you just wear ruby rings and get a max tier fire res on there and then put the quality on it, maybe. You can also get like the not even close to the math. You could also get the runes that give fire res, and then all res. I don't know if I said that already. I'm sure there's ways to squeeze quite a bit of fire res into a build. And we're done here. Hello. Chronostasis. Cool. We go again. Oh. I was trying to remember. I didn't think this boss was the one we did at the end of our last stream on Sunday. The Spirits of Fire one. Because it was Raya. Raya was the last one we actually did. But the reason we came back to Spirits of Fire is because we overshot it on the corruption when we were trying to raise that over 275 to get Black Sun up to that point. So that's why we came back here. Slay the exiled mages. Fuck. I don't want to do that. They're scary. Sword catcher. It's just antlers on a stick. That's kind of funny. don't really want to stockpile things with only 1 LP. Since there's no RNG involved with 1 LP anymore, which I think is a great thing. We don't necessarily need to stockpile them, because if I ever do need that legendary, or need that unique to turn into a legendary, I can just guarantee the mod I want. But if there's 2 LP, I do want to stockpile them, because then we'll have backups if I fail a roll. Lord Orca shows up to try and ruin my day once again. And a scorpion too, because why not? I have no mana. Bro. Excuse me, so sorry. Oh, shit. We're fine, we're fine. Everything's falling apart, but we're fine. And now we can actually do the real thing we're here for. Now that's over with. I love when the telegraphs get overwritten by the floor. How many more do we have to go? 3, 6, 7, 8. Probably like 3-ish more. Usually the shades start showing up at like 10 or 12, 10 to 12, somewhere around there. Oh, hey. I am guaranteed to die here. Maybe. Possibly guaranteed to die here. Seal the reef gate. Video game, you're lying to me. There's no reef gate on this map. This is an unreliable narrator in action. We leveled up. Only 32 million to the next one. You stop that. I was putting points in over here. More intelligence or reduced bonus damage from hits. I'm sorry, bonus damage from crits. Which puts us at... That is the only source we have of reduced bonus damage from crits. Sick. That's probably a problem. But thinking back, out of the like 7 times we've died today, I think only like 2 of them were crits. Granted, that's 2 deaths that may have been avoided. But when we've also died 7 times, it seems the normal hits are probably also a problem. Speaking of normal hits, I'm gonna get, yeah, there's the tool piece. No animations required, just do animation for the first one, don't do one for the second one, and call it good. Or is the second one? Well, he didn't do it. Those green dudes are actually the worst. Quantifiably terrible. And he just got a ghost. Fighting the green dudes is kind of like playing Tarkov, because no matter how many dudes you kill, there's always one more. It's like no matter how many of those green circles you dodge, there's always one more. Like that. Even if there's not always one more, there's always one more. You have to assume it, otherwise it's just death. I'm not sure why it has a chance to double cast like that with no animation, but it sure does. But I can't, yeah, I can't even jump that. Meaning we went the wrong way. Turns out the reef gate was real, by the way. Just wasn't showing on the map from the very beginning. Anyone who says there's no on-death effects in Last Epoch is lying. Actually, you know why these are these green guys Soulfire Bastion monsters? Because they drop Soulfire Bastion keys pretty often, and the reason they may do billions of damage is because I'm supposed to have that buff for reducing necrotic damage versus fire damage. But I'm not in Soulfire Bastion, so I don't have it. I thought these were just normal monsters that were added by Tomb of the Erased, because the Tomb of the Erased monsters are also green. Oh, hello. Now that I think about it, that would make way more sense. Because we have a note on my tree that says add monsters from dungeons to your maps. Your echoes. And then they can also drop the uniques from their dungeons bosses. But if I can get rid of those green guys by taking that out, I'll do it in a heartbeat. I already have several copies of each of the, or of a lot of the uniques from dungeon bosses. We'll take that out and see if that's what happens. Because damn, those green guys suck. We finally made it to the objective. Now where is it? Elemental damage crit multi. Chill, I wanted a different. Oh yeah, we want fire pin. That's the one. For now, I'll put this in there. Now we're not done in there yet. Yeah, this thing. Your echoes have a chance to spawn a rare enemy alongside a pack from a specific dungeon that drops that dungeon's respective key and has a chance to drop the respective dungeon boss's unique items. Yep. Bosses and rare enemies in your echoes have a chance to be possessed by souls of the erased. Additionally, some enemies in the last wave of arena echoes have a chance to be possessed. I don't necessarily want bosses possessed. Although I don't know if that counts for timeline bosses. It just says in echoes. Combs and cemeteries have a guaranteed rune prison with a possessed exile mage. Yeah, I don't really care about the exiled mage stuff. More pack size for tombs. Which we also have pack size over there. But we don't care about arenas. We actually have them outlawed. Maybe we just start lizard maxing. I kind of wanted this anchored reality thing. So maybe we go out this way. Because originally I was going to go Woven Riches, then Outrider Souls, then Anchored Reality. But also possessed bosses? Do we really want those to spawn with alchemists in them? Or witches? I think the hell not. Even Voyagers on a boss would be scary. Oh, the shade. We found it. But it turns out, yes, we do need to do another boss. Which means we need to full clear this echo. Preferably without dying. And the modifier we got here was enemies have a chance to slow you, which is not damage. So that's good. We're in there. We have a chance. Yeah, if we max this bonus stability, we are certain to have the stability we need for the boss before doing the shade. But there's these dudes here which have a nasty habit of one-shotting me. So we're gonna have to travel very, very slowly and bonk things on the edge of the map, or the edge of my screen. Because I don't want to get bonked myself. It is a bonk or get bonked world at high corruption. And unfortunately, there's nothing we can really do about that. Because we are legally obligated to do this if we want to see Aberroth. And I believe Aberroth is the only pinnacle boss in any of the ARPGs I make videos about that I have not killed. I've not killed the Arbiter in PoE2 on stream, but I did it off stream. Like Monday or Tuesday this week. Because they made it so you get infinite respawns at difficulty 0, so I was like, well, we can just try until we lose, or until we win. Because you also don't lose XP anymore doing that, so it's like, whatever. Turns out, he's still a shitbite. The only way to really get through him is to kill him before he does meteors on you. That was my summation, and that's why I didn't really care if I did it on stream or not. But we'll do it on stream some other time. Hello? I was gonna say, there's no way that's just a regular blue monster. That is definitely a champion. The old portal champion. GLaDOS looking ass. Can you stop that, please? Dear heck. And one of these dudes. Damn. What a terrible combo. Oops. That also does not work. Okay. It's great when we can kill them from that far away, because then they can't throw those damn meteors. Meteors are OP. I don't care if they block it. They still take damage. Hopefully we don't get one tapped. $63 plus 51 sounds a whole lot more. A whole lot like more than 100. So we should be good here. Gonna not fight the Harbinger. Can y'all bunch up like you like each other, please? Alright, we made them kind of overlap when they died. So they're not taking up a whole 90% of this area. 241 versus 250. I'll keep my current one. Logi's Hunger. Fire crit chance. Fire damage leeches health on crit. Leech rate. Minion crit chance +2 to fire minion skills. Why is it always gotta be minion shit? Yeah, hate to see it, dude. Anywho, back in we go. And we're gonna go bully Shade now, because that'll give us 19, which should put us at 303. And that should be just enough to get us 300 in our other timeline, which is Fall of the Outcasts. Owie. Owie. I think that little projectile into the black hole attack, I think that's actually really cool. Can't believe that didn't hit me. Let's go. Wow, 1 LP. $303 and everything's red, dude. But we don't care about that. We care about putting this stuff away before I forget to. And go kill my 10th Harbinger. Alright, off to Follow the Outcasts. The last one. Thankfully, we only have to... Well, how many Glyphs of Envy do we have? I have 11. Yeah, we should definitely be fine to get that to max stability. We only need 800. I think 4 or 5 should be enough to do that from 0. That is a Woven Echo reward. Nice. So we do this one at Corruption 100. It'll spawn a Shade right next to it. When we do the Shade, we go to Corruption 300 and we kill the boss. And then we never do a single actual Echo at difficulty 300. Sound good to you? Sounds good to me, boss. Certainly sounds fine by me. Just need to find the dudes. Actually, it's just one even. Listen, can we not do that? Thanks. Hopefully this wraps around and I'm not getting jebaited. Now we'll find it. Crest of Unity with a 1 LP. I don't, like, I might have one of those, but I'll grab it. Just in case. Where's this dude going? He's running, dude. Fucking 10 billion move speed my ass. That's not good. 187 plus 6 does not equal 200. Fuck, dude. Thing is, I can't even go kill the boss here to get Gaze of Orbis. To then get us the last, like, 7 we need to break 300. Because when we get Gaze of Orbis, it's gonna subtract 12 from the bonus corruption. Which I think is very dumb. Which means we have to go find another fucking shade in the other place. Which means we do have to do echoes at 300, which is kind of bullshit. But that makes me wonder, it's what? 303 to 293, I think? Yeah. It's making me wonder if the game will even allow you to jump straight from 100 to 300, or if they like are basically trying to force players to do stuff at that difficulty to unlock 300, which I think is kind of bogus. But I guess we'll find out. Shit. I don't want to do this. Well, here we are. I wonder if the lines between monoliths will be red now. Oh, it still died, so that's good. A promising start. I got hit and I did not die, so that's also good. See how long that lasts. Oh, hey, more lizards. Fundamental criterion, Leviathan Carver. You cannot avoid critical strikes, although 70% reduced bonus damage taken from crits. And we got an absolute mineral on the Fizz Pen. But also an absolute mineral on the physical damage too. And then one off a max roll on the percent increased. Okay, dude. Okay, this is questionable at best, but I'll take it. I've never seen that before in my life, and I think it's actually kind of cool. Prism rafts, maybe at some point, probably not though. What are we doing? Activating shrines. Not gonna lie though, now that we're not running into the green giants, life's quite a bit easier. I'm still scared for my life constantly, but there's one less thing to be scared of. First try, let's go. Try and save my ass. Out we go. It is still purple. Although I'm like 90% certain that background did change. I don't remember it being red before. Patrolling desecrated flesh. Don't know what's freezing these monsters, but I'll take it. I mean, somehow this has been a much more positive experience than farming at corruption 286 or whatever we were at. The question is, do we need to do the boss again for another Gaze of Orbis just to be like a real certain that if it updates the amount we get that we'll be over 300? The other question is, do we use one of those damn Harbinger needles to get like 4 Gaze of Orbis if I do kill a boss? And then clear another shade just to be quadruple sure that we get over 300 on the final timeline. I probably will just do one Gaze of Orbis. Like we'll do the boss one more time. Why not? That'll give us plus 18. We'll be at 320 something. I think we're at 303, so we'll be 321. And then as long as the game does not specifically outlaw going from 100 to 300 in one go, we should like pretty much be guaranteed to get enough bonus corruption to reach 300. But the amount of variance between how much bonus corruption we get and like compared to what actual amount of corruption we're at on our highest timeline has been like really wacky. Like sometimes it's been like our highest timeline is at 202 corruption, and then the shade in the next place gives us enough corruption to reach 202. Sometimes it's been like 201. Sometimes it's been, well, clearly now it's like 190, 195 or something, like 7 under where our highest is. I don't even understand how that's decided. Maybe it's just the earlier timelines get less bonus corruption compared to your highest for some reason. I don't know. Well, let me look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This could be considered the 7th one and not the first one, so it's like 7 under. I think that would be really dumb. It's like, why would you change it like that? But there's a non-zero chance that that's the case. Three to Glacier. Health and flat health. Kind of neat. Only tier 6, but I guess we'll take it. Before I forget, I'm gonna throw that in there. I mean, so far we're having a higher success rate at Corruption 300 than we had at 284. Although I suspect that has something to do with the giant green golem things from Soulfire Bastion. I suspect their damage is giga high because they're still balanced around you having the buff that you're supposed to have from Soulfire Bastion that lets you resist a bunch of necro damage. Therefore, since we don't have it, they hurt like hell. In addition to having shit animations, there's also that. Ward per second ward decay threshold. I wonder how helpful that would be on a ring. I want it on my amulet for sure, but it's a little harder to get on my rings because their weavers will. Kill enemies until they drop stuff. Seems reasonable. I like that better than mages. We got Solar on step with actually really good rolls. Although 0 LP. I guess it's just egg material. Seems fine. Let's do a bacon, I guess. This place looks weird. The floor is not supposed to be this color, is it? Thought it was darker usually. Slay the Warden. I can do that. That's fine. Yeah, we doubled it. Sick. 500,000 XP right there. It was like 1.5% of a level, I think. 1.5% for just killing that one dude. This again, really? This layout's not difficult, but I just don't like it. It's all bridges, man. Although it's gotten us our objectives pretty quick. Both times now. fue? Owie. I don't know if I had that ring before. Still no echoes in sight, but at least we checked. So we'll go up that way. Yo, a super beacon though. Like a beacon, but super. Maybe we do that one next. Also, we do have the stability to do the boss again. Might just go ahead and do it as soon as we can. Or after this echo, we'll have it. For like 885 when we need 900, I think. Gonna grab that just because it might be nice if I do a sentinel build. Did they do a graphic update? Not that I know of. Also, what's up, Trobuck? How you been? As far as I know, things have remained relatively the same. Although, performance is also still pretty much the same. Unfortunately, because my computer still kind of runs a little hot when I'm playing this game. And even in this update, I did have to reduce the graphics to actually get above 60 regularly. And sometimes I still have drops in particularly populated zones. It's 18, I'll grab it because I don't think I have one that high. Looks better since you played. I mean, I do like the assets for the new monsters they added. I think those look super good. It's never a bad time to check it out again, I guess. They did just do the update, what, like last Thursday? Don't have an 18 on one of those either. I'm playing offline, so I can't really say anything for how the economy looks, but even playing solo Self-Found, it's still a good time. Been a while. Gotcha. Yeah, last time I played it was July last year. At least that's what Steam told me before starting for this one. And even in that, what, like 8 or 10 months or something, the game feels quite a bit different, and I'd say quite a lot better. I still hate the corruption system, but that's just my own personal preference. got XP. Let's go. Still no damn shades. Bruh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I guess that's still within the like 10 to 12 range. It could be like the very next one. Right now we're trying to chase down the very, very last mini boss we need to do before we unlock the final boss. And unfortunately the corruption system is being a dickhead, so we're trying to wrangle with it to get it where we need to be. Last played February 8th, 2024. Okay, so it's been a while. So that was like either just before or just after 1.0, right? I think that was like the beginning of last year sometime. Just don't remember how early in the year it was. But that would mean you haven't played since they added Aberroth at all, because I think he was Season 1. That would mean there's probably significantly more to do in the endgame than since you last played. Even with corruption being the same, it should still be a pretty different experience. The only problem is with Aberroth, the pinnacle boss, they basically made it mandatory, like if you want to fight him, to have a character that can handle corruption 300, which I'm not a fan of. But oh, you played that update. The server chaos. Yeah, I bet that was a good time. Was that really a thing that happened? Were they both doing attacks and both counting? Or was it just strictly visual? Shit, if I could multi-box with just one box, that'd be great. I just sit there, gotcha. Crystal Wind. Snowdrift, I think I already have. We're at 1130 stability, so I'm just gonna do this boss. Can y'all like bunch up, please? That does sound funny. The clones are just standing by to watch the towns or wherever. It's fine, it's fine. No problems with that at all. Why is only this guy running around? Pretend you like each other. Owie, owie. Honestly, so long as we kill two in the same spot, it's kind of okay. I'd rather get all three at the exact same moment, but We just don't want the green stuff to cover the entire arena. Anything fun? I thought that was, for a moment, I thought that was the all-res thing because it has the same icon, but no. Unfortunately not. That 26% endurance is kind of nice, though. Definitely don't want to give up my armor, but it's good to know we have the option to use that later if I want. I do think the Druid is the most OP character, unless they nerf them. Yeah, I have no idea what the meta is. Generally, I'm pretty isolated from that kind of information. However, they did just rework Forge Guard in this update, and in the patch notes, they did say they nerfed some things because people were using it too much, because it was so powerful that it was just like people were slotting it into every build, and that's not a very good thing. So I suspect, what was the Paladin is the base class? That may have been the meta one, but I do agree Druid. I do agree with Druid being the best on principle. Bees in bug form. Oh yeah, dude, that build was so fun. I don't know if I ever did it with bees, but the bug form summoning the fucking locusts or whatever, that was crazy. I don't know. We were summoning locusts and then killing them to get the RF thing, and then running around in bear form. That shit was great. I don't think I've done a druid build since then. Owie. Yeah, I don't know why I stood that close. I can fight people at whatever range I want. Not sure why we picked that range. Played the root build one, but the bug form was way better fast. Way better. Fast at killing anything. Yeah. I believe it. They had a lot of stacking shit. I think when I did it, I also had the squirrel helmet. And I was just like using the RF thing to stack up bleed, and then the squirrels to stack up bleed, and we were just getting tons and tons of stacks very, very quickly. Only problem was squirrels were too loud. There was no way to turn them down because dialogue didn't turn them down and sound effects didn't turn them down, so they were unadjustable, at least at that time. Your build's good, it's just not as fast. Gotcha. Probably a little more defensive if you're crowd controlling enemies. I assume that's at least part of what root does, given the name. It's been so long since I played anything Druid that I don't remember. Maybe I should do that next. Maybe not this update, but whenever we get back into the game. Had like 3 minions that root, and you root, so you're rooting everything. Hell yeah. Oh, to have some of that on this build, because damn, these things are too fast. I just realized we've been above 200 corruption for so long that we could have done this at like any time. I wonder if there's any that require 300 corruption. There are wizard builds, but they're hard to level up. At least we don't have XP penalties. There's that. I assume you mean the druid wizard types. I really need to turn that boot rule off. My boots are practically unreplaceable. I would have to get extremely lucky to get better boots than I currently have. Mage class, hell of a level up? Shit, I'm having a good time. That's what we're playing right now. We're now at 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the shades are just not cooperating today. We're going to go to the cemetery and we're going to try and get through it and add a couple of the woven echoes I need for points. We'll see how it goes. Been too long since I did any actual season mechanics. I got you. Well, all I know is on this character, I got some very nice uniques very early on because they added this this nemesis mechanic where you find this like pile of, or like this corpse on the ground with a bunch of gear on it, and it has like 4 pieces of gear, and one of them is guaranteed to be unique, and these spawn in the campaign relatively often. So you get nice pieces of gear once in a while like that. Made my life very, very easy. And mages are all over the place in the campaign now, so I got a ladle, or a mad alchemist ladle super early on. That also helped for a while. But yeah, the mana management early on in particular with at least Sorcerer was definitely a pain in the ass. I will admit that. Still is kind of a pain in the ass, but it's better now that I have over 1,000. We're not gonna worry about full clearing this place. I just want to survive, basically. Cave of Shadows. I've already done that, I guess. I do not want to leave this champion behind me, so we're gonna clear it out, hopefully, and not die. So let's grab those first. Good thing we cleared out over here first, because if I had to deal with a champion and that thing at the same time, I probably would have cried. Good enough for me. 14 weavers will. I think I'm good. I'm not gonna do that one right now. I don't want to reset the timelines web. It may also give us corruption, but this is my timeline with the highest corruption, so it may not give us anything at all. A dual harbinger that has already slain the boss's timeline and claim its spoils. It's one of the... This is one of the timelines with the large harbingers, so I could do that. We do have 5 copies of that as well, so like, there's a reasonable like even if we fail it, we can just replace it later at like an easier difficulty. Labyrinthine Tomb of the Erased and defeat the Ascendant Firstborn to weave new tombs of the Erased into all surrounding echoes. I don't really want to do that yet either. Sequence of empowered bosses and their champions. Once the last enemy is fallen, it will drop 2 copies of the same random unique item, and you'll gain access to the altar. We can sacrifice 1 copy of a unique item to reroll the properties of another of the same unique item. We'll try that one as well. Yeah, I just... If we only need 100 corruption for those, then I don't really want to overdo it, because I do want to do the shade before too long. So... Why did I not equip that? Maybe I wanted like a tier 7 something, which that could not get. It could only get tier 5. That might be the reason. This one's still not cooperating. Let's try it. Tier 2 with 4 Weaver's Touch. It could work. Could also fail. Who knows, really? Ew, you get 1, 2, and 3. Oh, wow. So that's 6 points from the tree still locked behind that. Meaning we only have 13 more that we can get from other sources. Good to know. Let's see if we can kill a Harbinger, shall we? This is a new arena. Okay, it is the same one as usual. Good. Very cool. I need to like drag him away from the green spot, so that way I can walk behind him whenever I need to. That's part of the problem. The other problem was when I did that, the big spinning meteor thing kind of caused problems. I don't remember if we got him to his second ward or that was still his first he died at. Yeah, like this thing, if we drag him too far away, it's gonna, those meteors are gonna get huge, and then we're gonna have a little trouble if I get hit by them. Yes, okay, we baited. Perfect. That was terrible timing. I ate the meteor and then he swung. We'll try it 1 or 2 more times, and if it doesn't go well, we'll go around it. And then we'll try this again on a lower difficulty. Yo, he ran? I thought for sure he'd do that. I guess he's not a real enemy. I can just walk right through him. Okay, bye. I don't know what he's doing, but ow, rude. I'm coming back over here so I don't get spun on those by those meteors. Oh. Brother. If I had a little less mana when I teleported, I would have lived. Like, literally 20 less mana. I didn't realize he was doing the meteors, so I ate both of them, I think. And then he did the shockwave thing. That time it was the shockwave, not a normal slam. But we'll do one more. I feel like I can do it, it's just we're getting shit on. Gotta start all over. I really hate the ward thing. It feels like they slowed down the rate at which it decays. So it's like actually a really long time. So you may as well just fucking try and blast through it. But that still takes a long time too. Playing hardcore? Yep. Basically. Leave me alone! Yep, I shouldn't have cast a meteor directly in front of him as he finished this thing. Okay, fuck this. I'm not doing it anymore. We'll go around. Only problem is we'll have to do we do have to kill one of those harbingers at this difficulty. Which is slightly concerning. But he won't have the spiral meteor shit. He'll have a different boss's stuff. Nor will he have the giant area denial with that green green circle that also spits out more green circles. Still no shades. I have another copy of that other Echo too. I can just do it later. I miss having super AoE on the meteors. Surely after this one we're getting a shade, right? Alright? Brother. We're gonna have to go like 17 before we find one. This is getting a little ridiculous. We have to slay the damn mages. Don't wanna do that. Or is no, this is definitely an age thing. That was 3,500 damage we just tanked right there and didn't lose on my ward. Love to see it. That's also why I don't want to run into mages right now. I'd really rather not be dealing with them when I could just get the things or the objectives that say, kill this one dude who's walking around somewhere. I like that way better. I'm in pain. That's a lot of poison. Stop it, please. I think we're fine. Every time I went somewhere, there was just more packs of those damn slimes. Not sure where the hell they fell from, considering this is a wide open blue sky. Alright, one last dude and we'll be out of here. Oh. They do exist. It's a Christmas miracle. I think we're gonna do this one because I don't want to give the glancing blows to the shade. Temporary bonus damage seems kind of preferable. Fucking mages again, fantastic. This game is doing everything in its fucking power to stop me from reaching these damn shades. I've been farming for 3 hours to try and get the corruption that I need to do the one thing I actually have been trying to do since the very beginning. And if that's not a sign that something is kind of shit here, I don't know what is. Wish I could click off that hammer buff because it sounds like I'm getting hit and it's kind of annoying. It's just 2 more mages, right? That's all, although we did just get 20 intelligence. That should be pretty helpful. More so than the Chaos Bolts. Double champions too, because why not? An alchemist too. It's Lorca. Fucking love that, dude. And he's got the fucking bubble, even better. This could not be a worse map, actually. I'm convinced. The only thing that could make it worse is the Soulfire Bastion dudes being here, and the only reason they're not is because I'm fucking outlawed it, basically. But if we still had that shit selected, I guarantee you they'd be all over this damn place. Alright, let's hope we don't die to this, man. Would you look at that? We made it. 16 award gained on potion use per 10 intelligence. Well, either way, we're not using a legendary belt. We're using a Weaver's Will one, so that doesn't matter. I should really improve those gloves. Alright, let's see. How many did it actually take to reach? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I've never seen that many fucking nodes before actually seeing a shade. Let's hope I can actually do this at this difficulty. Missed. It's 1 ward down. It's my ward down again. For like the 4th time. I'm really not a fan of these spinny projectiles. And I feel like there's more of those kinds of things in this patch than I've ever seen before. Yeah, wobbly projectiles, spinny projectiles, fucking rolly projectiles. They're very annoying to deal with. Which I suppose is probably the point. But unfortunately, we have to keep bashing my face against this until we get it, because the video game said, we don't want to give you the corruption you're supposed to have on your final timeline. So suffer we must. I think that might actually be the first time I died to a shade on this character, though. Fantastic. Those only do 350? Shit. Why am I afraid of them? I was stuck in an animation. I was casting too many meteors. This is our third ward. Question is, who the hell thought it was a good idea to give a boss this many? Because damn, that's the most annoying shit ever. You're fuck. Yay. We did it. We did it. I don't know if I had any apathies, Ma. I'm feeling quite a bit of apathy, but I don't have any copies of that specifically yet. Oh, it had fire pen on it. Alright. Let's have a look at this map now, shall we? And if it's still on 293, we fucking cry. It is precisely 300 now. And it only took us reaching 310? What the fuck? I should have like... That's not real. I was at 303. We were supposed to get 19 from that. We should have been at 322. Oh no, maybe because I died? I don't know, whatever, it worked out. Barely. And it's giving me very negative feelings about... Like, even more negative feelings about the corruption system, but, it worked out. Ooh, siphons of anguish. Wow, suddenly 300 corruption. Wait a minute. I need an item. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Oops. Bonk, bonk. Perfect. Yes, we're fighting a Harbinger. Everything is going to be fine, right? What could possibly go wrong? That one well. Good, good. thought I'd have to hit those at least a couple times. Seems one meteor is enough. And one meteor is 5% of this man's health. Oh. Okay. So behind him is not a safe spot for the normal slam. Probably just tried to combo me. You were supposed to do an attack when you teleported, sir. Not immediately cancel into a different one. Shit. Yeet. Gold drop rate, unique drop rate, ornate idols. This is an absolute minimum roll on the unique drop rate. Whatever, we'll take it. Aberroth's command, Void Cleave, is now instant and is no longer a movement skill. Void Cleave no longer has a weapon requirement. Ravaging auras created by Void Cleave last an additional 10 seconds and have 40% Void Pen. Damage over time, AoE for area skills, and Void Pen. Interesting. Mana spent gained is 150% of mana spent gained as ward. Ward gain on potion use. Ward retention. Ward gain on kill and plus 10 ward per second. Dear fuck. Maybe I should be using that build. I kind of liked the extra potions, but I mean, this has 4 potions on it. As far as the legendary mods go, we didn't really get shit other than the mana regen and a little bit of res. Okay, bye. That's my first time getting all 10 Harbingers. So now we can actually, presumably, possibly, maybe, attempt the man. What you doing? Use a Harbinger Eye. I have 10 of them. So we get 10 attempts. I have not seen a darn thing about this man. Oh, she's actually helping us? I thought she was going to turn into Aberroth. Oh, we gotta do 2 more Harbies? So they were both moving at light speed until I tried to break off and at least separate them a little bit. And then they just kind of stood there together for like 10 minutes. It's one ward going. Now the other one. Right now I'm kind of wishing for boots that had the CDR on dash. It's another ward. Man, I bet I'm not gonna get shit for killing these, by the way. Like, if I kill these and then die to Aberroth, probably just gonna get shit on. One. Damn. Really glad I didn't walk into that, thinking I needed to. This man has even more fucking wards than the Shades. Fantastic. That's peak design right there. Hello? So thankfully those balls are not one-shots. Today I learned. That was the first potion we had to use, actually. Son of a bitch. My route... Bro, literally perfect damage? That's awful. But... I was up here. He was doing the fucking crater shit. I came down, my escape route was this way, and then suddenly we got beam, and we got the ice thing that was there. And so I had no escape. Oh, hey, we can respawn. Hello. How many respawns did we get? Uh-oh. I thought we were gonna have to restart after that one death. Oh, that's not good. Well, you know what? That mace or the flail slam in the purple shit is probably like guaranteed to be a one shot if you stand in it. That's probably why I did exact damage. Hello? Stop that. What are we doing here? Oh, he was changing the zone again. I don't know what that gold shit is. Hello? This isn't memory game, is it? Why are these sections flashing like this? Is gold the safe one? Oh, that's wind. That's not good. Step on stuck. Leave me alone! Owie. Too many beams. I don't even know which place is the least ass here. They're all ass. Just gonna stay over here. He'll do something eventually, right? Please. Maybe lightning. Seems like there's the most warning that I'm about to get hit there. Thank God that's over with. Hello? We're on to the necro damage. Sometimes it's better to just eat the hit rather than try and dodge and get 2 hits. Uh-oh. Can you just come over here so I can have you on the top side of my screen, please? I'm just gonna stall. I don't know where all my health potions went, by the way. I don't remember using them all. But maybe I did. missed it. What is it this time? Yo, can we not with this, please? Oh, where am I supposed to go? I guess I was supposed to be on the very edge of the left side. Hell, if I'm supposed to figure, like, I don't know how the hell I'm supposed to figure that out. At least they made the shockwave smaller. You're shitting me, dude. And we have a whole fucking ward to deal with? Am I out? This is number 5, I think. I have no idea where he even went. I thought it was the fucking beam. That one. Maybe you just get as many respawns as you need. Or we're testing to see if you get as many respawns as you need. Shit. Limit testing the fucking respawn counter. Bro, what the fuck? Is there another phase now? Or did we actually do it? Damn, he got shit up. Yay. Alright, we can say we did it. Now we never have to do it again. Hell yeah. The inevitable. Although if you get as many respawns as you need, then like... Once you unlock it, why not? Bunk. Woohoo! 30,000 XP, let's go! That is, I'm not even doing the math on how little that actually is. Dear heck. So now I can never get another Harbinger unless I'm fighting at Corruption 300, and I just don't want to do that. But let me farm at my nice comfy 250 or something. Or shit, 225 probably. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna use my remaining envy runes. Actually, you know what? That might be a tomorrow thing. I think I'm gonna end the stream. I'm kind of tired. That was exhausting. I don't know. This is not the worst boss fight ever, but like, I think I'm just salty from dealing with all the corruption bullshit for the first 2 hours and 45 minutes today to actually do what I wanted. But we'll be back tomorrow, have no fear, at 5 p.m. Eastern US time. To do more. I guess we could either blast Aberroth a bunch more times, because I have 9 more keys for him. Or we just farm around looking for gear and stuff. Who knows? We'll figure it out tomorrow, but I appreciate y'all watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you didn't, you've not already, make sure you smack the like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch, make sure you smack the follow button. And like I said, come see me tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern US time. Have yourselves a good night, and I'll see you then. Yeet.